Okay, so this is the typical questions that it will always come out. And okay, the method that I teach will not be same as what the school teacher teach. Usually the school teacher like to teach things like they write 5 men, then 40 tables, then after that you have 12 days. Then they do it in this form. Okay, but I use the 3 variable formula to do such question. So what do I mean by 3 variable? Okay, I have M for men. I use T to represent the table. I use D to represent the day. So I have MTD. So it is called 3 variables. So you have to ask yourself M and T. Okay, what are they going to be direct proportion or is it inverse proportion? So you have to ask yourself this question. Okay, in this scenario, if you have more men, do you make more tables or do you make less tables? Okay, when you have more men, of course, you make more tables, right? So both increase, it means that it is direct proportion. And when it's direct proportion, means it's equals to KT. The K is side by side. Okay, so now I know M is direct proportion to T. Now I ask myself M and D. Okay, when I have more men, okay, do I take more days to make the same number of table or do I take lesser days? More men will take lesser days to complete. Okay, so it means that it will be equals to K over D. Sam, why are you laughing? Why?
Nothing.
Huh?
No, I remember the days.
You remember, huh? Okay. Okay, so we realize that M and D, they are inverse proportion. So when it's inverse, the K should be at the top. So now you need to combine these three variables together. You will say M is equals to KT over D. Okay, next is, of course, K is a constant. It means it's a fixed number. So you need to find out what is your K. So we're going to make use of 5, 40, and 12 into this formula and find the K. So 5 men means 5 equals to K 40 over 12. This one put over 1, cross multiply, you have 40K equals to 5 times 12. So I have K equals to 60 over 40, which is equals to 3 over 2. You want to write as 1.5 also can. So now I have my full formula, which is called M equals to 1.5 T over D. So this is the full formula. And come back to here, they ask, okay, now I have the formula ready. Then they ask 20 men, 240 tables. How long will it take? So I just need to sub in M is equals to 20. 1.5 is fixed. T is the table, which is 240. The day is the number of days that you're supposed to find. So this is my formula. Cross multiply, you will have D equals to 1.5240, the whole thing over 20. So D equals to 80. Okay, hold on. Okay, so this will be the answer for question 1. There are 18 days. Okay, so this will be the first question. Okay, question 2a. Y is inversely proportional to x5, x to the power of 5. It is known that y equals to 12 for a particular value of x. Find the value of y when the value of x is half. Okay, this question always come out during like O level. Then many students don't know how to answer this question. So first is y is inversely, so it's k over x5. Then they say that y is 12 for a particular value of x. So you will say, oh, so 12 is equals to k over x5. So you leave it at temporary this way first. Then they say when the x is half. So I will say, oh, my new x, when 1x is half, it becomes half x. So this is my new x. So with my new x, I can find my new y by subbing it into this formula. So it will be new y will be equals to k x to the power of 5. The formula is x to the power of 5. Now my x is this. So I'm going to put this inside. So it becomes k over 1 over 32 x to the power of 5. And then how we're going to do this is, this means is 1 over 32 multiplied by k over x5. And when you press calculator for this one, this represents 32. So it's just 32 multiplied by k over x5. So now the bad news is, what is my k? What is my x? I don't know, but it doesn't matter. Why? Because if you take a look at this part, why I break this up is because this and this is the same thing. And I know the whole lump thing is 12. So it means that I can just simply take 32 multiplied by 12. Okay, and I can get an answer which is 384. Okay, so this is a typical kind of question that always come out. And of course, the changes that the question will be like, if let's say my x is doubled or my x is tripled, right? So let me try a question whereby this time around I change my question and I say it is doubled. So if it's doubled, what do I do? Okay, the first part here is the same. The only difference is your new x now become 2x because it is doubled. So this is my new x. So let's find my new y. So it will be k over bracket 2x to the power of 5. And I will have k over 3, 2 and x5. Did I make something wrong? Oh yeah, correct. Okay, correct. So 32x5, this time round is 1 over 32 multiplied by k over x5. And again, this whole lump is 12. So I just take 1 over 32 multiplied by 12. And I will get 0.375. Okay, so this is the difference. When this is half, it's do this way. When this is double, it's do this way. But the trick is always to split out and put it in terms of this one lump thing, because we have the one lump thing which is equals to 12. Okay, so that's the question for 2A. Now let me talk about 2B. Okay, if you never managed to screenshot and I erase, please shout out at the chat and ask me to, rewind so that you can screenshot. Okay, now question 2B. P is proportional to blah, blah, blah. You see, there's no such rule as direct or inverse, right? By default, if they never mention inverse or direct, the default is direct proportion. So P is directly proportional to the cube root of Q. And because of the cube root, it looks like k to the power of 3, right? So to play safe, you have to put a bracket. So you know that the cube root, the 3 belongs to the cube root. It's not k cubed, you see. So I put a bracket there. Next is, they give me a set of value. P is 12, Q is 125. So you are supposed to sub it in and find the corresponding k. So I have 12 equals to k cube root 125. And this is, when you press the calculator, is 5. So that means 5k is equals to 12. K is equals to 12 over 5. And you can leave it as 12 over 5, or you want to put it as decimal 2.4 also can. So let's say this is 2.4. So in the end, my formula is P equals to 2.4 multiplied by cube root Q. So this is my full formula. Next is, they ask me, okay, now if Q equals to 3375, what is my P? So now I can sub in P is equals to 2.4 cube root 3375 and put bracket. So it will be cube root 3375 will give me 15. So 2.4 times 15, it will give me 36. Okay, so this is the question for 2B. Okay, now let's go to question 3. So it says m varies inversely as 2x squared plus 3. So we have our partial formula. It means that m is equals to k over 2x squared plus 3. Okay, because inverse mass, so k is at the numerator. Next is they give you a set of values. So what do? You sub it in. So you will have 6 equals to k over 2, 1 square plus 3. Okay, so this one is 2 times 1, 5. So it become 6 over 1 equals to k over 5. Cross multiply k equals to 30. So once you have your k, you can sub it in. So it means that m is equals to 30 over 2x squared plus 3. So this is the full formula. And the first part say express m in terms of x. It simply is this answer. Okay. Once I have the formula, part easy. Okay, once I have the answer, part B is easy. Part B will be find the value of m when m equals to 2. So what do? So I just use this formula over here and sub in. So find value of mx equals to 2. So that means m is equals to 30 over 2 square plus 3. And I will have 30 over 4, 2, 8, and 11. So 30 over 8, this is a funny number, and that's why you can leave an answer in terms of mixed number. So it will be 2 whole 8 over 11. And you're done. This is pretty straightforward. This question 3 will be an easier one. It's just that I put this in is because most of the time you always see things like m equals to k over x. Those kind of simple question, right? Now it's like, oh, m is very inversely with an expression. The way of doing it is the same, okay? So that's for question 3. Okay, this one talk about car depreciation. Okay, so you must know that just to share that when you all buy car outside, car is not an asset. Okay, car is a liability. Okay, the longer you own the car, okay, the value of the car just get lesser and lesser. That's called depreciate. Okay, when they say that like for people for human beings, the older we get, right, we get more wiser, right? It means that our value appreciate, okay, it increasing, okay. But the car is the value decreased as time, so that's called depreciation. Okay, so they say the value of the car depreciate over time. It is given that the value of the car V is inversely proportional to the square of its age x. So I'm going to put V is equals to inversely proportional to the square of its age. So that means it's x squared. So again, this is my partial formula. It's not complete yet. Why? Because you haven't found out what is the K. Okay, you haven't found out what is the K. So after that, you need to, they give you some information. Look at part A. They tell me that the car will be 80,000 after 2 years. And they tell me that years is represent X. So it means X is equals to 2. Okay. And then after that, you will sub in values is 80,000. So 80,000 equals to K over 2 squared. So cross multiply, you have K equals to 80,000 multiplied by 4. So K is equals to 32, 1, 2, 3, 4. So my full formula will be V equals to 32, 1, 2, 3, 4 over X squared. So this is the full formula, which is the part A answer. Next, part B. They say find the value of the car after 3 years. So since I already have the full formula, I can easily just start in X equals to 3. So V is equals to 32, 320,000 and divided by X squared. So my X this year is 3. So that means it's 3. So it's 320,000 divided by 9 and you will get 3,555.5555. It will go on and on. So by default, money is always round off to 2 DP. But for this question, they mentioned you have to leave your answer to the nearest dollar. It means the nearest whole number. So you will just round it off. Nearest dollar, you will look at this digit over here. 5 means that I round it up. So this one will come. So this one will become. So this one will become $35556. This is the nearest dollar. Okay, this is for question 4. Okay, another tough question is coming up. Okay, question 5. Okay, given that f is varies directly to g squared, so that means I will write it as f is equals to kg2. Find the percentage increase in f if g is increased by 300%. Okay, so what is my new g? Okay, new g, because it mentioned that g is increased by 300%. So it means that originally it is 1G, correct? It increased by 300% means it increased by another 3G. So that means my new G become 4G. Okay, common mistake over here is what? Common mistake is students see that increase by 300%, then they will say that the new G is 3G. But you think about it. If I say increase by 100%, if I say increase by 100%, it can't be that my new G is G, what? Because originally you have already 1G. So if you increase by 100%, of course you will be G plus another G, so you'll be 2G. So same apply for increase by 300%. Okay, you increase by 300%, originally got 1G. You add in another 3G, of course it's 4G lah. You understand? So take note on this one. By 300% is add another 3, so it becomes 4G. But if this question changed to say it increased to 300% with the word to, if you say 2 means that, oh, 1G become 3G. It's not plus 3G, then it won't be 4G. Okay, so take note of this small thing. So of course, for this question is by. So of course, it will be 4G. So now I know my new G will be 4G. And then I need to find out what's my new F. So my new F will be using this formula. It will be kg squared. So now I'm going to dump my new G inside, which is inside here, 4G. So 4G times 4G is 16G squared. So it becomes K multiplied by 16G squared. And I'm going to shift the word, shift the number. It will be 16 multiplied by kg squared. So they ask you, what is the percentage increase in the F? So let's find. My OF is kg squared. My new F is 16 kg squared. So what is the increase? You take the new F minus the OF and always over the original, which is my OF for this case. So it's kg squared. Then I want percentage, so I just do a multiply by 100. So now the question is, how am I going to manipulate this one? This kg squared and kg squared is like terms. So 16 minus 1 is 15. And you will get 15 kg squared over kg squared. Multiply by 100. Then kg squared and kg squared can cancel. So in the end, you get 15 times 100. So it will be a 1500 or 1005% increase. So this is the answer for this part A. Okay, so this is a commonly asked question and students always get confused and don't know how to answer this kind of question. So, and common mistake I already mentioned is about the increase by 300%. Make sure you know that it's 4G and not 3G. That's for question 5A. Okay, let's talk about 5B. Change color. Okay, the speed of a bullet fired from a weapon is inversely proportional to the square root of its mass. So this one never give me any alphabet. They got tell me speed is S, mass is M. Okay, so I'm going to use S. So S will be inversely proportional . Okay, wait . Okay, this is 5A. Yes, good. So when I need you all to screenshot, and then after that, so that you can go back and revise. So if I go too fast, ask me to go back and so that you can screenshot. Can I proceed? Okay. Okay, so now let's take a look at 5B. So it will be S. You teach them power. Wow. Why my voice too loud, is it? Is it I teach too loud or what? Very easy to understand. Good. It's good. Join more lessons so you learn more. When you come and benefit from my lesson, and if your maths grade increase, please DM me and tell me the good news. At least motivate and bring some smile to me. Okay. Okay, come, let's take a look at 5B. Okay, the speed of the bullet fired from a weapon is blah, 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 blah. Okay, just now I said already, right? So now I'm going to just use that alphabet. So S will be equals to K over square root of its mass. So it will be this. Again, this is not complete yet. I will put in the set of 36 and 720. So mass is 36, so M is 36. So it will be 720 equals to K over square root 36. And square root 36 is 6. So you will K equals to 720 times 6. So AO 720 times 6 will give me 4320. So K equals to 4320. So now my full formula will be S equals to 4320 over square root M. So this is my full formula, and this is the first part. Next is you need to find a mass when the speed is 864. So let's sub in okay, it will be speed is 864 4320 over square root M. This is also one common question that student will get wrong. Later I tell you why. Now I cross multiply. I will get 864 square root M equals to 4320. Student always say, square root M, then what do I do? So ugly, right? But doesn't matter. You just treat it like a normal M. You understand? It's just like a whole thing square root M. So what I did was I cross multiply 864 multiplied by square root M equals to 4320. So I make this one the subject. It will be square root M equals to 4320 divided by 864. Divided by 864 will give me 5. Square root M is equals to 5. And in order to get M, I will square it. So it becomes, you see, I'm going to square this, so it becomes 25. So what's the common mistake? Student always confused by one thing. If today my M square is equals to 5. Okay, if it's M square equals to 5, to solve M, I square root the 5. Agree now? But now is square root M equals to 5. In order to so-called get rid of the square root, you square it. So M is equals to 5 squared. So M is equals to 25. So we need to know the difference between these two. Okay. So we need to know that this is a common mistake that students always get confused. So now after I substitute with it, I know my mass equals to 25 and I solve it. So I am done with this question. Oh, the next question, tough one. Similar to 5A, but a little bit different. So y varies inversely with the square of x. So y equals to k over a square, not square root. So it's x squared. They say find the percentage decrease in y when x increased by 150%. So just now you all learned, right? When I mentioned increase by 300%, you know is the g plus 3g become 4g, right? So this time around is it is x. So my new x, just always remember. Wow. Oh, yeah, 9:30 already still got student come in. Faint, yeah. Whoever just come in, half an hour past already, you know. It's like all the good juice already.
She the same person just now. She left. She was the same person just now.
She's the
She
same.
was the same person. I think she got disconnected.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay, Calvin confirm late with MC. Hi, Calvin. 30 minutes just passed, you know. All the good stuff already over. Next time, be punctual. The lesson is only 1 hour. 1 hour also not enough. You come in half an hour late, you only benefit half an hour. Okay, come. Let's talk about question 6. Okay, y varies inversely with the square of x. So because it's inverse, I have to repeat a bit. So it's inverse, so my k is at the numerator. So find the percentage decrease in y. So what is my new x? When I increase by 150%, always do this. Your original x is 1x. 150 means 1.5x. So it will be x plus 1.5x. So it will be 2.5x. So that will be your new x. So new x will be equals to 2.5x. And with my new x, I will be able to find my new y by using this formula, which is k over x squared. Okay, put in the number, so it's 2.5x. So k over 2.5 x squared. And of course, this one 2.5 times 2.5, you key calculator, it will give me 6.25. So this one become k over 6.25 x squared. So a lot of students get the 6.25, they're very irritated by it, they don't know what to do with it. So you must know how to split it. This simply means that it is 1 over 6.25 multiplied by k over x squared. Correct now? It's just that, for example, if today I have 1 over 2 multiplied by 1 over 3, we know that we will have 1 times 1 and 2 times 3. So we have 1 over 6. Why got voice? Yes? Anybody want to speak? No, huh? What happened, Kelvin? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Kevin, okay now. You put in the chat. Can I continue? Or you want to ask something? Continue, okay. So what was I saying? I say half times 1/3. So we know that 1 times 1 numerator and denominator is like that, so it's 1 over 6. So it's the same thing. It's just that I split up the fraction. So I just say k and this one I put together, and then the 1 over 6.25 I put here. So then after that, you can press the calculator for 1 over 6.25, press the equal, it will give you 4 over 25. And it actually give me 0.16 times k over x squared. So you go back to the question and see what they want. They ask you what is the percentage decrease in y. Originally, it was k over x squared. Now it becomes 0.16 times k over x squared. So it's actually a decrease because if from 1 times this one becomes 0.16. They want to know the percentage decrease. So I just need to take the original, which is 1 whole, minus 0.6. That's the decrease amount. Divide by the original, which is 1. Then I just multiply it by 100. So I get 0.84 times 100, and it is 84%. So 84%, I know that it can be increased, it can be decreased, but we know if from 1, it becomes 0.16. So we know that it is a decrease. So we will say that it is 84% decrease. And we are done. Too small. Yeah. Okay, that's for question 6. Oh, I know already. Those who come late, is it that you're not interested in direct inverse proportion? Then you want to just listen to finance, is it? Let me see whether I still got how many questions for direct. One more question for direct, and I will go to money. Okay, question 7. This question 7 actually is similar to question 1, which is I talked about the 3 variables. Well, luckily those who came late. The 3 variables one is actually a very nice method, which I don't think school teach that method, because I come out this method myself. Okay, because I don't like the arrow thing. Okay. Okay. Now let's see. There are 40 40 workers can build 3 houses in 12 weeks. So I'm going to let the worker be W. Actually, I should not use W. I shall use men. Why? Because later weeks, I use W, got so many W, I get confused. So I'm going to use men. So I have 40 men, 3 houses, and it takes 12 weeks. So I have 3 alphabet, M, H, and W. So like I mentioned, I need to find out how are they related. Okay, whether they are direct proportion or is it inverse proportion. So let's start. M and H. Okay, so let's test those who just now listened to question 1, right? Can someone tell me M and H? Which one, is it direct proportion or inverse proportion? Come, unmute yourself, volunteer, and tell me. Show me that you learned something, or you can check in, type in the chat group. Is it direct proportion or inverse proportion? M and H. When you have more men, do you take more? Can you build more house or can you build less house? Yes.
More.
more, right? So if it's more, yes, no need direct message. I can put in the chat group. Why you scared you wrong, is it? Must be confident. Okay, when you have more men, of course, you build more house. It's up and up, right? When you have less men, you build less house. So it's direct proportion. So in this case, it means that it is equals to KH. Side by side, direct proportion. Now you ask, men and women, when you have more men, not women, sorry, that's weeks. When you have more men, do you take more weeks or less weeks to complete building the same number of house? More or less? When you have more men, do you take more weeks or less weeks to build the house?
Yes.
Yes, good. So in this case, it is inverse, right? So if it's inverse, means it's equals to K over W. And if it's K over W, it means that now I can combine the three letters. So now it becomes M equals to K H over W. And this is my formula. But don't forget, my K I haven't find. So now I'm going to sub in 40, 3, and 12. So I have 40 equals to K, 3 house, and 12 weeks. Now cross multiply, I have 3K equals to 40 times 12. K equals to 40 times 12 over 3. Cancel, 4. So K is 160. So now my full formula is 160H over W. And what they asked me for? They asked for 4 house and 10 weeks. So man is unknown, 4 house and 10 weeks. Cancel this one, this one. So it's 16 times 4. So I know I need 64 men. This is how you do this question. 3 variables. And a lot of students like to ask me this question. What if can I put house on my left-hand side? That means, can I put like H equals to KM? Okay, that means H on the left-hand side instead of M is on the left-hand side. Okay, you can. And take note that the K will be different. So don't get, wonder, why is it that my K is different from the one when I make M the subject? Okay, although the K is different, the formula is different, but the final answer will always be the same. You understand? So let me show you proof. So let's say I make H the subject. So H and man is the same direct, and same thing as in if I'm going to ask for H and my week. When I have more house, okay, when I have more house, I will have to take more weeks to complete, right? So in this case, it will be up and up. So in this case, how? So I will have H equals to KMW side by side. Because in this case is house and the man is direct. The house and the weeks is also direct. Okay, so how am I going to do? Okay, let me see. When I have the same number of men, same house, and yes, correct. So let's sub in the values. When I have 3 house equals to K, 40, and 12. So my K will be 3 over 480. So K is this one. I think can simplify. 3 divided by 480. Yeah. Okay, 1 over 12. So my K is equals to 1 over 160. So this time around, the formula is slightly different. It will be H equals to 1 over 160 MW, like that. So now let's try out. I pray hard. Okay, so let's sub in 4 house. And my man is unknown. My weeks is 10. So I have 10 over 160. The M goes to the top, so it's like that. Cross multiply. 10M is equals to 4 times 160. M is equals to 4 times 160 over 10. Cancel, cancel. M is equals to 64. Ta-da! You see? So in this situation, both the variables are direct. So they are all flat. There's no fraction involved. Okay? And you can see that this K and this K is different. But the ultimate answer will definitely be the same. Okay? So not to worry that, if I get the wrong alphabet to be on the left-hand side. Yes, this work with those questions whereby the worker fell sick. Yes, you see, so a lot of time the question asks like, okay, maybe they initially they will say, 40 workers, blah, blah, blah. Then after they say, okay, if let's say 3 workers fall sick, then you will know that your new number of workers is 40 minus 3, and it will be 37 workers. Okay, it works also. Okay, but just take note that sometimes, okay, I'm going to show you this tricky question. Okay, I think you all need to OT today. Wait, this question is important. Good that you highlight this. Wait, let me pause. I go and dig the question. This also use the 3 variables, but there is a tricky part. Okay, let me just go through. Okay, 12 men complete a job. So I'm going to put this as 1 job. And it takes 4 days. So I'm going to say this is M, this is a job, and this is a day. Okay? Then after that, I'll say, this question say, after working for 2 days, 4 men were taken off the job. So it's the same thing like 4 men sick. How many more days would take the remaining men to complete the job? So I'm going to use the 3 variables and form my formula first. So man and job. When I have more men, okay, I can do more job. So it's direct. So it's equals to Kj. Then when I have more men, I take lesser days to complete the same job. Okay, so it will be K over D. So now it will be M equals to Kj over D. Sub in the numbers to find my K. So I have 12 equals to K, 1 job. And sometimes you all wonder, 1 job, I still need to put in there. Later you will know what I mean by why I need to put the 1. Days will be inside 4. So now if I'm going to cross multiply, my K is equals to 48. So it will be M equals to 48J over D. So this is my full formula. Okay, now the question is, after working for 2 days, 4 men were taken off the job. So a lot of students say, same job, right? Okay, I'm going to sub in J equals to 1. And then the men taken off 4, and they will take 12 minus 4, so left with 8 men, correct? That's the common mistake that students do. You must understand that after working for 2 days, definitely some job already done, right? So it cannot be 1 job anymore. So the question is, how much job was left over? Initially, the deadline was 4 days. If your men worked for 2 days, how many % of the job were already done? Your deadline is 4 days. You're supposed to complete 100% of the job within 4 days. You have worked for 2 days. So how many % of the job were left?
%50.
Yes, good. 50%. So 50% is 0.5, correct? So this time around, when I sub it in, my man is 8. 48 is here. The J is no longer 1. The J is 0.5 job. So it's 0.5 over D. Then cross multiply, 8D equals to 24. So my D is equals to 3. So that means it will take 3 more days for the remaining men to complete the balance job for 50%. Can? Good. So take note, you have to know that the job also matters. After working, sometimes it will take away. This one is 50%. Sometimes if they tell you that the job, maybe say 75% of the job is done. So you know that 25% job is still left over, right? Then how are you going to represent 25% job? It means it's just 0.25. Okay? Can screenshot important